to parents and families, fathers and grandfathers. Your son is watching you. Pick up a book and ask him about his schoolwork. Show him that a real man is a thinking man. The lost potential. Why South Africa's boys are falling behind. We have a problem in South Africa. It's quiet, but it's serious. Our boys are struggling in school. Two facts tell the story better than anything else. First, more boys are dropping out than girls. Second, by grade 4, our girls read better than our boys. Today, let's understand why this is happening. Why the girl in grade 4 reads better than the boy. It starts with reading. Reading is the foundation of everything in school. If you can't read by grade 4, you're already drowning. And studies show our boys are drowning. The progress in international reading literacy study, what experts call pearls, proves this. Every time South Africa does this test, the results are the same. Girls are significantly ahead of boys in reading by grade 4. I'll give you 2 reasons why. First, boys develop differently. Their brains and bodies aren't always ready to sit still for hours with a book at age 6 or 7. They need to move, to play, or to learn with their hands. Our classrooms, especially in overcrowded schools, often can't give them that. The second reason, they don't see men reading. Think about it. At home, who reads the bedtime story? Usually it's mom or granny. At school, who teaches them to read in grade 1, 2, and 3? Almost always a woman. A young boy can go years without ever seeing a man he respects pick up a book for pleasure. So what does he learn? That reading is women's work. The third reason, pressure starts young. Research from experts like Professor Robert Morrell at UCT shows how boys in townships, sometimes at as young as 9 or 10, start feeling pressure to be tough, to be a real boy, a real man. And in that world, being book smart can get you called names. Being good at soccer or being streetwise, that's what gets you respect. So they hide their struggles, they act out, and they fall further behind. Okay, is it recording? Why the boy child drops out? Because the young man who drops out in grade 10 or 11, the Department of Basic Education's own data shows that's exactly when most boys disappear from school. It's not one thing, it's an avalanche of problems that starts with not being able to read in grade 4. Problem number 1. Schools become a prison of shame. If you've been struggling to read since you were 7, how do you handle history or geography in grade 8? How do you solve word problems in math? You can't. Every day is humiliation. Every class is a reminder that you're failing. So you stop trying, you disrupt the class, you get labeled as a problem. And eventually, you stop going altogether. Problem number 2. The pull of money is stronger than the pull of school. For a 16-year-old boy who comes from a poor family, the pressure is highly immense. His family needs money now. He does not have the time to wait 4 to 5 years to go and get a degree, then eventually get a job. His family needs the money this instant. A job helping a builder, working at a car wash, or even running errands for someone, that puts food on the table today. School feels like a waste of time when you're failing. As one researcher puts it, for these boys, leaving school isn't rebellion. It's a heartbreakingly rational economic choice. Problem number 3. The streets offer what school doesn't: respect and identity. Studies on youth, like those from the Center for Justice and Crime Prevention, show this clearly. When school makes a boy feel stupid and worthless, other groups are waiting. Gangs offer structure, they offer a way to make money, they offer protection, and most of all, they offer respect. The kind of tough, feared respect that feels like the opposite of the shame he feels in a classroom. It's not a choice between school and crime, it's a choice between being a nobody and being a somebody. So here's a cycle, a vicious, destructive cycle that is stealing our boy's future. A 6-year-old boy starts school, already a step behind. By 9, he can't read properly, he feels stupid, he acts tough to hide it. By 13, he's completely lost in class. He finds his status with being the other tough boys who don't care about school. By 16, he sees no future in it. The pressure to help his family is crushing. The street has a job and identity for him. By 17, he's another dropout statistic, another young man without a matric certificate, competing for the most dangerous, low-paying jobs in a country with massive unemployment. It's not a boy versus girl war. This is not about girls doing too well. We should celebrate that. Our girls are fighting their own battles against teenage pregnancy, against gender-based violence, against societies that still doubt them. Their success is hard-won and we must protect it. This is about recognizing that our system is failing a huge number of our boys. It's failing them in a specific way. It's failing them first in how it teaches them to read, and then by giving them no reason to stay. The solution isn't to slow down our girls, it's to reach out and grab our boys before they slip away. We need to teach reading in ways that work for active, energetic boys. We need men, fathers, uncles, coaches, community leaders to show young boys that reading is powerful, that learning is manly. We need to make schools safer so boys aren't pulled into violence, and we need to show them a real, tangible future that comes from staying in school. Because every boy who drops out isn't just a statistic. He's lost potential. He's a future cut short, and right now, South Africa is losing too many of them. It's time to break the cycle.
Now, understanding the problem is only the first step. The crucial questions are, but why does this matter to all of us? And more importantly, what can we actually do about it? The ripple effect. This isn't just a boy problem. Now, some might hear this and think, this is a sad story, but it's a boy problem. I'm here to tell you that this is a dangerous misunderstanding. When we lose a generation of boys to the streets, to despair, to functional illiteracy, we all pay the price. This crisis ripples out and touches every single one of us. First, the economic tsunami. A young man without a matric, without skills, is locked out of the formal economy. Then what's left? The informal economy. Yes, but also crime. Statistics in South Africa links low education levels directly to higher rates of unemployment and incarceration. This isn't speculation. Every dropout is a potential future dependent on the state or perpetrator of crime that devastates our communities. We are all investors in this future through taxes, security costs, lost potential. Failing these boys is an economic disaster for our country. The social fabric tears. Think about the kind of manhood that flourishes in the soil of failure and shame. It's not the kind that builds families and communities. Research on masculinity, like the work of Nkululeko Nkosi, shows that men who are disempowered in society often seek power in destructive ways over women, children, and other men. The high rates of gender-based violence, child neglect, gang violence, these are not separate issues. They are often the toxic harvest of seeds planted in a classroom where a boy first learned he was worthless. Third, the burden on women and girls. This might be the most tragic irony. When boys fail, the responsibility often falls on the women they later partner with and the children they father. A woman becomes a sole breadwinner and the sole stable pillar. A girl grows up in a community destabilized by unemployment and frustrated men. The success of our girls is undermined by the crisis of our boys. We cannot build up one by letting the other fall. Part 4. Turning the tide. This sounds dire, but I bring you this news not to spread despair, but to ignite action. Because this is not inevitable. We are not powerless. Across South Africa, there are pockets of light. Programs that are catching boys before they fall. They show us the way. Solution 1, fix the foundation, but differently. We know what to do. Programs like Graded Readers Project and initiatives are focusing on phonemic awareness in indigenous languages are showing success. But we must adapt them. We need reading corners that aren't just quiet but active, with building blocks linked to stories. With audiobooks boys can listen to while moving. We need male reading champions, Bafana of books, for example. Where footballers and artists visit schools and read. Pedagogy must meet boys where they are. Solution number 2, intentional male mentorship. In places like the Fatherhood Project and good after-school sports programs, we see the magic of positive male role models. It's not just about having a male teacher. It's about having a man who says, I see you, I was once like you, and this path of learning is your path to strength. We need to formalize this. Link every primary school with a man's association, a retired professionals group, a university's male mentors. Solution 3, redefining strength. We must wage a campaign for new masculinity, one where real strength is in discipline and not disruption, where respect comes from mastery of a skill and not intimidation, where being a provider starts with providing for your own future through education. This message needs to come from pastors, from coaches, from hip-hop artists, from uncles in the family, from amapiano artists. That's when the message will come across. Solution 4, make school relevant and safe. We need second chance education programs that are male-friendly, focusing on technical skills like plumbing, welding, and coding, linked directly to literacy and numeracy. And we must make schools safe havens, zero tolerance for violence, and zero tolerance for humiliating struggling learners, and no bullying zone. A boy should fear the streets more than he fears his classroom. Now you might be thinking, this is for the government, this is for the Department of Education. And yes, they carry a massive responsibility, but they're failing. And this crisis was built in our homes, our communities, and it must be solved there too. To parents and families, fathers and grandfathers, your son is watching you. Pick up a book and ask him about his schoolwork. Show him that a real man is a thinking man. Mothers and aunties, connect your sons with positive male figures. Challenge the idea that boys will be boys. When it means neglecting their minds, to the teachers and principals, you are on the front lines. Look at that fidgety boy not as a problem, but as a potential engine of energy. Find ways to channel it. Reach out to men in the community to come into your classroom, to advocate for teaching methods that engage all brains. To the community and business leaders, sponsor a reading mentor program. Hire an apprentice and commit to helping him finish his matric. Use your platform to celebrate academic achievement in boys as loudly as you celebrate sports achievement. To every one of us, see that boy on the corner, see the potential, not just the problem. Mentor, tutor, and encourage. This is not charity. This is an investment in our collective safety, our economy, and our future. We stood as a nation to fight for the right to learn. Now we must stand to fight for the will to learn in every child, especially in those we are losing. Let's not just save our boys from failure. Let's prepare them to lead. Our future depends on it. I thank you.